She just wanted to buy a puppy, a small act of joy after months of saving. But the moment she walked into that store, every smile turned cold. The clerk's eyes narrowed, whispers spread, and then came the accusation. Asterisk. You stole it. Asterisk. In seconds, a dream turned into humiliation, and no one believed her side of the story. But what happened next? No one times, not even her accuser times, could have seen coming. For months, Maya, a 16-year-old high school student, had been saving every dollar she earned from walking neighborhood dogs. Her dream was simple: to finally have a puppy of her own. Every afternoon after school, she'd scroll through adoption websites, imagining what it would feel like to bring one home. When she saw a listing for a golden retriever puppy at a local boutique, her heart leapt. It was perfect warm eyes, wagging tail, and a price tag that nearly emptied her savings. That Saturday, Maya walked into the store wearing her brightest smile, her savings tucked carefully into her bag. The bell above the door chimed softly, and for a moment, she felt like her dream was within reach. The room smelled of new collars and fresh shampoo, sunlight spilling across the glass kennels. But beneath the surface, something felt off. The woman behind the counter didn't smile back. Her gaze lingered too long, scanning Maya from head to toe. Still, Maya tried to stay positive. She had worked too hard to turn back now. What she didn't know was that in just a few minutes, that innocent visit would turn into something far more painful than she ever imagined. At first, everything seemed normal. Maya knelt beside the glass enclosure, her eyes lighting up as the golden retriever puppy pressed its nose against the glass. "Hey there, little one," she whispered, smiling. But as she turned to call for assistance, the woman behind the counter was already watching, arms folded, jaw tight. "Can I help you?" the woman asked, her tone flat and cautious. "Yes, ma'am," Maya said softly. "I saw the golden retriever online. I've been saving for months. I was hoping to meet him today." The woman's eyes flicked from Maya's worn sneakers to the small envelope in her hand. "That dog cost $3,000, she said sharply. "You sure you're in the right place?" Maya froze. "Yes, I have the money right here." She held out the envelope, her voice trembling slightly. But before she could open it, another customer walked in, a woman with blonde hair and designer heels. The clerk's expression instantly changed. She smiled. "Welcome back, Mrs. Turner. Here to see the golden retriever again?" Maya stepped back, confused. The white woman smiled politely at first, then frowned when she saw Maya standing near the puppy's kennel. "Oh," she said slowly, "that's the one I told you about. I was just here yesterday. Wait, where's my purse?" Her hand flew to her shoulder. The purse was gone. She gasped. "It was right here! Someone took it!" The room fell silent. The clerk's gaze snapped back to Maya. "Did you see anyone near her bag?" she asked, voice low and dangerous. Maya's stomach dropped. "No, ma'am, But before she could finish, Mrs. Turner's voice rose. "It was her! She was standing right next to me!" All eyes turned. A customer near the door whispered. Another stepped aside. The air grew heavy with suspicion. Maya felt her throat tighten as she tried to speak, but every word sounded smaller than the accusations filling the room. "I didn't take anything," she pleaded, her hands trembling. "I swear." "Then where's my purse?" Mrs. Turner snapped. "You people always have excuses." That phrase hit harder than anything else. Asterisk. You people. Asterisk. The clerk picked up the phone. "I'm calling the police," she said. Maya's heart pounded. The puppy barked loudly, startled by the shouting, scratching at the glass as if sensing the panic. Maya's world blurred, the ringing phone, the whispers, the stares. She reached into her bag, desperate to prove her innocence, to show the envelope full of cash. But before she could, the door burst open. A man in uniform stepped inside. "We got a call about a theft," he said. His eyes met Maya's first. No questions, no hesitation. Just that same heavy look she'd seen too many times before. And in that instant, Maya realized the truth didn't matter anymore. The officer's boots echoed across the tile floor as he stepped closer. "Empty your bag," he ordered. Maya's voice trembled. "Please, I didn't." Now, her fingers shook as she unzipped the small backpack she'd carried since middle school. Out came her wallet, her phone, the envelope of cash she'd spent months earning. She held it out with both hands, tears blurring her vision. The officer glanced inside, then at the clerk. "No purse here." Mrs. Turner folded her arms, glaring. "Check her pockets! She could have hidden it!" The officer hesitated only a moment before nodding. "Turn around." Maya's breath hitched. The store had gone quiet, except for the soft whimpering of the golden retriever behind the glass. Every eye was on her watching, judging, waiting for proof that didn't exist. She turned slowly, trying not to cry, trying to hold on to some shred of dignity. Then, as the officer reached for her, a sudden thud times broke through the tension. Everyone turned. The puppy's leash had slipped off the hook, and the little golden blur darted across the floor straight toward a shiny purse wedged behind the counter. Gasps filled the room. The officer froze. Maya blinked through tears as the puppy dragged the purse out by its strap, tail wagging, oblivious to the chaos it had just ended. The clerk knelt, speechless. The purse was there, untouched, exactly where Mrs. Turner had set it down earlier. The color drained from the woman's face. I must have," she stammered, voice cracking. Maya couldn't move. The weight of humiliation, fear, and disbelief pressed against her chest. The puppy nudged her legs softly, as if to say, "Asterisk. I knew you were good. Asterisk." The officer stepped back, clearing his throat. "Looks like a misunderstanding," he muttered. But for Maya, it wasn't just a misunderstanding. It was a wound, one that would take far longer to heal than any apology could offer. And as she looked down at the puppy sitting loyally beside her, one thought cut through the silence. Asterisk. If not for him, what would they have done to me? Asterisk. The store was silent as Maya walked out, the little golden retriever trotting beside her. No one stopped her this time. No one spoke. The same people who had stared at her moments ago now looked away, pretending not to see the shame written on their own faces. Outside, the air felt heavy, like the weight of what had just happened wouldn't leave her shoulders anytime soon. She held the puppy close, its heartbeat steady against her chest, a small reminder that innocence still existed in a world that had doubted hers. The clerk never apologized. Mrs. Turner mumbled something about misunderstandings, but the damage was done. For Maya, it wasn't just about being accused, it was about being seen as guilty before she'd even spoken, about realizing that sometimes asterisk the truth isn't enough times when your skin tells a story people already think they know. Days later, when the adoption papers came through, Maya named the puppy Justice. Every time someone asked why, she'd smile softly and say, "Because he found what others refused to see." But deep down, she knew the truth. Justice shouldn't depend on luck, or on a puppy, or on a moment caught by chance. It should live in the hearts of people who dare to see beyond color, beyond fear, beyond hate. Because Maya's story isn't rare, it's a reflection of countless moments where bias turns innocence into guilt, and silence becomes complicity. So the question remains, how many more times will it take before we stop assuming, start listening, and finally choose to see each other for who we are, not what we look like?